What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is your Smackdown review for 3/15/24, just 22 days away from WrestleMania 40. I, of course, will be your host, B Motherfucking C, the Amplified Man. And before we get going, I got to give a shout out, a big thank you to all of you guys for making this week not just incredible, but next level. You guys brought it every single upload this week. And in turn, that just got BC more amplified for the next upload. And it was one of those really cool circles, continuous circles that there was a flow to the channel, man. And that only happens when you guys are bringing your A+ game, which takes BC to that next level. And this entire week was just that way, man. Just incredible discussions and topics, conversations. Every upload was just special. So I want to give that thank you to you guys, man. Been doing this over 5 years now, and this was just one of those really special weeks. I can't wait to do it all again next week with you guys, man. And we'll be even closer to WrestleMania at that point. So big thank you. Now for Smackdown 3/15/24. As I said, we are 22 days away from WrestleMania Night 1. We're only 21 days, 3 exact weeks from the Hall of Fame, which really gets things going. So, I mean, it's inching closer. Tonight's show was massive in terms of really starting to pull the card together. HHH needs to. He has to start making this card relevant in some way. I mean, we talked about it earlier. There's still at least 10 matches that need to be penciled in. 10! And we're just saying if the bare minimum is about 15 or 16 matches, which is only 7 or 8 each night. So tonight was massive, guys. So we're going to talk all about it. Won't keep you here too long. There was already 2 uploads earlier today. So this is actually the 3rd upload of this Friday. Hopefully you guys are enjoying all the content. And in that same light, too, speaking of the earlier content, a couple of shout-outs for the super thankses, man. That button down below where you guys are chucking a coffee at BC in the channel. I got to give a shout-out, a big thank you to JC. I appreciate the coffee earlier, dude. Never needed, always appreciated. You know that. JC and Clint Green, a couple more coffees. So, Clint Green, salute, brah. I gotta get another coffee. The Monster 5000 is down and out till tomorrow. It's a scheduled maintenance cleaning. So I gotta go get a coffee. But salute. And Clint Green, by the way, I absolutely agree, by the way, with that super thanks. The comment with the thanks. I absolutely agree. I would have rather, obviously, the dream match, Rock versus Roman. Unfortunately, enough people complained, and in 2024, when that happens, they can, I guess, change things. So we're getting this weird tag team match now at WrestleMania instead of Rock Roman, the dream match. Such is, man. We can't always get what we want, I guess, and that's one of those situations. But I agree with you, Clint. So JC, Clint, appreciate the coffees earlier. Big time. Let's do this, guys. Speaking of The Rock, and one of those 2 uploads that I put up earlier, I did a live reaction to his promo. The Rock cut a promo just hours before Smackdown, and the whole wrestling world was talking about it. When Smackdown started tonight, Corey Graves talked about how it only took 8 minutes for The Rock to literally electrify the entire world of wrestling. They started off with that line from Corey Graves, and it's true. You guys told me in the first upload I had to check it out. I checked it out. And I did that live with you guys, or at least the upload was live. Then I put it out to you guys. But the reaction, it was my first time listening to it. So I said we might as well do it together. So that was the second upload today. If you missed it, check out my live reaction to The Rock's promo earlier, because it was genuine. I mean, that dude reached legendary status, or at least he would have if he wasn't already there. But The Rock was already sitting at legendary status. So I don't even know what's the status above legendary. That's what The Rock hit earlier. And had we only known that was just the beginning, right? That was just the icing on the cake. The actual cake itself, that was waiting for SmackDown, because that's how we started this show off. The Rock absolutely slicing and dicing, and it was just him. There was no Roman Reigns on this show. There was no Cody Rhodes on this show. There was no Sethington Rollins on this show. There was just a Dwayne Johnson. There was just The Rock. He had to sell WrestleMania's main events by himself. No Seth and Drew side business. No Rock, or should I say Roman and Cody side business. None of the tag team business, because nobody else was there. This was The Rock selling / saving WrestleMania by himself. And if you're wondering how he fared, that's not fair for The Rock to have all that pressure. This part-timer's got all the pressure. He's got to carry a 20-plus minute segment by himself. Please. He could have done 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years by himself, and it would have been better than anybody else for 2 minutes on that microphone. Let me tell you what The Rock did. You want to know what The Rock did? You came to the right place. BC's going to tell you what The Rock did. The Rock proceeded to verbally haul off for 20 plus minutes. 20 straight minutes, and he pulled off the trifecta. That's right, the trifecta is very rare in pro wrestling promos, right? It's like the baseball cycle, right? In baseball, you hit a base hit, a double, a triple, and a home run all in one game. It's very rare. In pro wrestling, the cycle is the trifecta, right? Story time, sing-along, and then the scathing promo to top it off. The Rock did it all. In this 20-plus minutes, we had story time, right? Telling the story about how he really began his career in Memphis, of all places. I think his name was Flex McGee, Flex McGanahan, Flex Kumbaya, Flex Doodlesticks, whatever it was. Flex, the story of Flex in his debut in Memphis. And the crowd obviously really behind The Rock. I mean, it was a next level thunderous ovation for The Rock tonight. Rocky, Rocky chants erupting throughout the arena. When Cody was mentioned, boos. So we had story time talking about Memphis and his origins, The Rock's origins in his wrestling career, starting right there in Memphis. Story time. Then we went to the sing-along, right? We had a musical, a full musical where we had some rhythm and blues. And we had a song about Cody. We had a song about Sethington. We even had a song about the Crybabies, the Cody Crybabies. The Rock doing what nobody can touch The Rock, can light a candle to The Rock. He's doing what nobody else can do like him. He's entertaining. A full-out musical. And then to top it off, we had the scathing promo for the exclamation point. Looking right at the hard cam and talking about Cody and his crying promo. A lot of what we heard earlier today on the Social Doohickey Machine promo, he pulled a lot from that, right? Talking about Cody crying on Monday night. No wonder where the Cody crybabies come from. They're hero Cody. Talking about Cody's mama, too. Cody's mama wants the Universal Championship presented to her on her lap. Well, she's going to get a belt. She's going to get a belt, but it's going to be The Rock's belt. And it's going to be the sweat, the blood of Cody Rhodes. That's the belt you're going to get, Cody's mama. The Rock looking right into that camera. Man, the crowd was eating off the palm of his hand. The crowd, even if they showed up to want to boo The Rock, it wouldn't have mattered. They were cheering the moment this dude came out. He's too electrifying. The Rock will flip a crowd like that. That's how good he is. But damn, this promo. Even though you want to cheer him, you couldn't help it. Hey, get some chills, get some goosebumps. Because The Rock was doing his thing. You say cooking these days, right? Let The Rock cook. The Rock doesn't care about cooking. He's not there to bake. He's not there to pop in some microwavables. The Rock is there to start not a bonfire, not a forest fire, not a wildfire. He's here to set the entire place ablaze with a promo like that. Just a little reminder, just a little bit. just a little bit of a reminder of who runs this game. And he is Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Gone are the days where anybody is actually going to disagree with that statement, right? Because I assure you, it will not be heard anymore. Not that it was anyway on this channel, but I assure all of you, or I would give you some sound advice. If you come across anybody that tries to tell you that Rock sucks and that we don't need The Rock and he's a silly part-timer, he should just go away, he's not helping, he's taking spots. If you hear that type of talk, go away, walk away. Don't even bring yourself down to such simpleton levels. Because I assure you, you're dealing with straight dummies at that point. They don't know what they're talking about. They're the type of people that want to stuff The Rock at 5 a.m. at the Elimination Chamber in Australia. It's The Rock. Just the biggest Hollywood box office attraction. The guy that ignites the pro wrestling world like nobody else still in 2024. Let's stuff him in at 5 a.m. Yeah, these are the type of people that say stupid things like that. They say stupid things like, well, The Rock's a part-timer. He's not needed at WrestleMania. You should be damn glad you got The Rock, because that's the only thing saving WrestleMania right now. What you got tonight, the only entertainment that we have gotten weeks, months, years from this damn show, Raw or SmackDown, seems to be stemming off of Dwayne Johnson. That 20 minutes, please put down that remote control. Sit back, shut your damn mouth, and enjoy every single moment The Rock is giving you, because I assure you ain't nobody else on this roster, ain't nobody else in the game today giving you that type of entertainment. That's what The Rock did. So done with the simpletons, the absolute idiots trying their very best to get people to believe their words that The Rock is so bad. The Rock is just a bully, man. The Rock needs to go away. He's not saving anything, man. The Rock is so bad. And these people try their very best to get people to think like them. Man, listen to me, man. Listen to me. The Rock sucks. Come on, let's all get a chant. Ready, guys? 1, 2, 3. Rocky shucks. Rocky shucks. Come on. What about diarrhea? 1, 2, 3. Diarrhea. Absolute mind-bogglingly, dumbfoundingly stupid to the highest of levels, I assure you. Stupidity to which we've never even seen the levels of. No. You don't even gotta associate with that. Don't even try to go back and forth. Don't try to win an argument. I am telling you guys, you can't fix that type of stupid. Walk away. You know, we know, The Rock is carrying this bitch. And for however long we have him, whether it's a few weeks, Mania is it, goes to Hollywood, he films the next 3 movies in his schedule. However long we have The Rock, let's appreciate it, right? Don't bring yourself down to the levels of the schmucks who just are dumbfounded that The Rock is back and that we're cheering for him. Why, guys? Ricochet needs the spot, man. We gotta give the time to Tommaso Ciampa and John Gargano, man. What about Tyler Bate and Petey Dunne? Give Bate and Dunne the time, BG. No, that's okay. I'll give it The Rock. If The Rock wants a full hour, if he wants the whole show, I'll give it The Rock. Yeah. I want to be entertained. What a crazy concept. So that was the opening of the show, man. The Rock absolutely pulled the trifecta. The Rock hauls off verbally for 20 straight minutes. The Rock story time, music time, and scathing promo time. When it was all said and done, you wanted even more. When it was all said and done, nothing on this show could even light a candle to what The Rock just did. Nothing did either, by the way. Let's talk about it. We go into the first match. LDF defeats LWO. That's the notes. That's what I have. Nothing happened in this match. This is part of a tag team tournament, by the way. So to get to the 6-man schmaz, the 6-man, what am I saying? 12-man, 6 tag team championship match at Mania. Say that 10 times fast. So we're having a schmaz, first of all, in case you've been living underneath a rock, and I'm not talking about a Dwayne Johnson. The Judgment Day is not taking on number 1 contenders at Mania. They're taking on the number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. They're taking on a bunch of tag teams because WWE, Paul Levesque McMahon, is lazy. They don't want to get creative, and they ran out of time anyway. So they're just going to throw a bunch of teams. And how do we make this even more boring? We're going to have a bunch of tournament matches. We're going to act like this is a real sport, and we're going to find the real winners and the real losers. How is this fun? I have no idea. But LDF is beating LWO, and I guess they're going to take on, or at least see who the next team is, of Bate and Dunn versus Pretty Dudleys. That's right. Bubba and Devon are back. Pretty Deadly versus Bate and Dunn later in the night. If you're entertained by this, good for you. I can't get my bar to go that low. So I'm going to keep my bar up here, and I'm going to ask WWE to raise their creativity. That's all I have in my notes. LDF defeats LWO. Then we go to the insanely ultra beautiful Kayla Braxton. She introduces LA Knight at the top of the ramp, by the way. I love the change of scenery. It's simplistic change, right? Very simplistic. You just moved the in-ring promo to the top of the staging area, top of the ramp. Love it. It's a simplistic change, yet effective, right? It reminds me of back in the day, Mean Gene Okerlund would have his own platform by the aisleway. And that's where Mean Gene would have the promos and cut the promos and have his interviews. And it just made it feel more special. So you didn't have a platform, but it was by the ramp. It just felt more special. And LA Knight lays down a WrestleMania challenge to AJ Styles, which we already knew was happening. We were just going to see how they get to it. Well, he just came right out and said, I challenge you. And then AJ Styles just catapults himself through the curtain with a steel chair, takes that steel chair, takes out the back of LA Knight, sits on LA Knight, on top of the chair, on top of LA Knight, and says, I accept. So there you go. A bunch of suits, ties, and referees break them up, or break AJ Styles up. LA Knight was down and out. And there's your WrestleMania match confirmed. Now, I've said from day one, AJ Styles versus LA Knight, sign me up. That could be a really fun feud and a really good match. Unfortunately, we're going to have to rest on a really good match because the really fun feud, non-existent. They totally botched this. AJ Styles has been gone for 2 straight weeks, while LA Knight is beating up a television with a steel chair. That's the best we've gotten in 2 weeks. Finally, tonight, they're in the same building, and AJ just takes him out with a steel chair. That's it. They got a couple weeks left. Please, I'm asking, Triple H, Paul Levesque McMahon, you have to just if you can't do it alone, get a team around you. But you have to put your utmost creativity the next couple of weeks. These are 2 matches up front, right? We're about to get to in a little bit. Io versus Bayley. This should be one of the best storylines going into Mania with the history that they have. And Styles and LA Knight, there's no reason this isn't one of the best storylines going into Mania. So why is it one of the most irrelevant? That's got to change, and it has to change yesterday, last week. This was a very weak segment. The best part about it, Kayla Braxton interviewed LA Knight outside of the ring to make it feel more special. That was the best part of all this. Now listen, beggars can't be choosers. At least we have the match. LA versus Styles with a few weeks to go. There's still time to get something rolling, get the ball going. Let's have something special between these two. There's still a few weeks. You know, is it going to be as epic as it should have been? No, but there's still time. Then hour 1 ends backstage with Jimmy Uso accepting Jay's WrestleMania challenge from Monday Night Raw. So this was basically back-to-back acceptance of challenges, right? LA Knight lays out a quick challenge. AJ Styles accepts moments later. Jay issues a challenge on Monday night, and that Friday, Jimmy's accepting. So this is time running out. Paul Levesque McMahon now knows that, and he's like, all right, let's just pencil these matches in real quick. So we're just having just weak builds. When you think of Jimmy versus Jay, it should be a lot more fun right now, right? We should be thinking about that match and going, damn, this storyline is really badass. This is a fun story. And just like we said about Io and Bayley and LA Knight and AJ, Jimmy and Jay falls into the same category. Where's the fun? What has happened the last month between these two? Nothing. Weak. Then we go to hour number 2. Now, hour 2 kicks off with Randy Orton versus Grayson Waller. Orton pins Waller for the victory off of an RKO. I don't think anybody's too surprised that Orton takes the W here. Post-match, Orton and KO destroy Waller in theory. Nick Aldis then informs Logan Paul, who is also at ringside. Nick Aldis informs Logan Paul that he'll be facing Orton and Owens for the U.S. title at WrestleMania 40 in 22 nights. To which we all said, no way! What? Shocker! Said nobody ever. We all knew this is where we were going. Again, this is Levesque McMahon being absolutely little OCD there, man. Everything's got to be exactly where I like to have it. This was Levesque McMahon being absolutely just lazy in his booking, right? Orton and Logan Paul is all you need. We've already seen KO and Logan a couple of times. No reason to have that again. But this is one of those things where you just throw everybody in there, just like he's doing with the tag team match, for the Championship Judgment Day. You're gonna see a lot of schmaz matches at WrestleMania because it's easy booking for Levesque McMahon, and the more that time runs out, you're gonna see more people added to matches. You're just gonna see it. I wouldn't be shocked because of the backlash that HHH is getting from Sami Zayn winning. I wouldn't be shocked if Gable somehow gets thrown in there, if they don't have Gable and Otis going for the tag titles. Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, don't be shocked if they're added somehow to Becky and Rhea. I don't put anything past this dude right now. Everything is a schmaz. There was no reason to have this triple threat. I was really hoping they just make this a one-on-one with Logan. These are titles, man. These are championships. And we're just having multiple people go for them at every pay-per-view. Number 1 contender, number 2 contender, number 3 contender. Doesn't even matter anymore. But this was supposed to be HHH, right? He puts the titles on a pedestal. He appreciates the titles. He makes them prestigious, right? He has the IC title video packages. HHH respects the titles. Then respect the titles by giving the champion a number 1 contender and respect the matches that the titles are on the line for. How about we start there? Might be asking too much, huh? Then we go to a quick victory for Santos Escobar over Dragon Lee via the Phantom Driver. This was only a couple minutes in length. Carlito and Rey Mysterio then hit the ring post-match. Escobar retreats and Rey challenges Santos to a one-on-one match next Friday night on Smackdown. So we believe this is setting up the 6 or 8-man tag, whatever it is, another multi-man schmaz at Mania. But we do believe that is what this is going to set up. Because you're already doing the big one-on-one match, right? Rey versus Santos. The leader, really, of both groups are taking on each other next week. So this is exactly what BC was saying all along. It looks like they're just going to have, like the fireworks, you have like a grand finale. It looks like at Mania, they're just going to throw everybody in there, both teams. One team comes out on top. But next week, Rey Mysterio, Santos. Then you go to this tag team tournament, the second match of this thing. Again, earlier LDF defeated LWO, and now Bate and Dunn defeat Pretty Deadly. And just like I said about LDF and LWO earlier, that's all I have in my notes. There's nothing that happened here. No excitement, no nothing. Bate and Dunn defeat Pretty Deadly. And in a few weeks, we'll find out who... or next, whenever, we'll find out who the exact teams are going against the Judgment Day. Again, it's 5 teams. At this point, it just seems like it's everybody. I wouldn't put it past the final team being all the teams that lost in a final, in a loser's bracket match, so you get another opportunity to go for championships. I wouldn't put it past them. We see it all the time, man. The second chance battle royal, the second chance tournament, whatever it is. Then we go into the main event, Bayley versus Dakota Kai. In the main event, it's a DQ, obviously. Damage control attacks Naomi for the save, but to no avail. They end up taking Naomi out. There was some Bianca Belair chants, but there was no Bianca Belair. She did not come out. So, BC is thinking there's still time. You didn't bring out Bianca. You can still do Tiffy time. I know, man. I got this wild idea where I just think Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. That dynamic. You got the face, you got the heel. They don't know what to do with one another, but here they are, this unit, and they're going for the tag titles at Mania. I just think that would be so much fun. But it does look like they're going to go the easy route, right? The natural route, which is Bianca and Naomi, and they'll probably win the tag titles at Mania. But there was no Bianca for the save here. Naomi and Bayley just took the whooping. I actually like this. You don't always have to have the faces saving the day every single time. Let the heels do their business. Let it breathe. It'll be more meaningful when the face finally does make the save. And you can hold off a week, 2 weeks, or even more. Right? Make it special. Sit on it. So that I will say to Levesque McMahon, well done. Don't need the faces always. You don't need to always send your audience home happy. Again, there's times you got to read the room though, and you have to send them home happy. I don't know, WrestleMania 39 main event, but we won't go there. Read the room. But I like this, man. I'm like, don't even bring another fan. I don't care if it's Tiffy time or Bianca. Don't bring them out. Just let Naomi and Bayley get beat up. Let Damage CTRL look like a lethal group. A badass group. Thankfully, that's what happened. And that's what I got for you. So the entire show in the books. And once again, it's The Rock. Nobody can equal this dude. On the microphone, in the ring. I mean, you can put a 25-minute match and you're not going to equal 20, 15, 10 minutes of The Rock on the microphone. It's just how it is, man. And like I told you earlier, anybody can try to dispute that or disagree with it, but they're disagreeing with themselves because it's not even a debate, I guess is the best way to put it. It's a factual now, right? There's enough evidence it is factual. The Rock is beyond legendary when it comes to this pro wrestling thing. It's just natural, but even more so for this dude. So not only did he put Smackdown on his back, but he was out there promoting the whole thing by himself. All the main events at Mania. So The Rock is literally saving WrestleMania. Who would have thunk it? Till next time, and there will be that next time. We'll do it all again next week. Thank you guys for a fantastic week. Next level on the channel. And until next time, and there will be that next time. Top guys, we are out. BC. Say and check you. Peace.